What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are from. AgentNorth here, and today I'm bringing you guys another video regarding ArcheAge. I've had some concerns with the upcoming release of 3.0, and I hoped to kind of address them through a video and some topics we discussed on stream the past couple of days and what you guys thought would be good changes to come with 3.0. Now, a lot of this is obviously there's probably no way in hell it could ever change in time. So a lot of ideas we brought up, and we thought the 10 most important ideas that would help bring longevity and some player base back in ArcheAge. Again, I want to stress that this is not just my opinions and my thoughts. This is actually the community's opinions and thoughts through the streams for the past couple of days. We've been gathering a list of things that, in no particular order, by the way, of things that could help improve ArcheAge dramatically. So hopefully I can bring these to you guys, and you guys can, see how we feel about all this. Alrighty, so one of the first subjects that was brought up, and something that should be really important to invest into doing, and this includes if they do a fresh start server, guys, is to merge the current servers down into 2 or 3 servers. Now, for many of you guys unaware, some of the servers are definitely struggling with population, and I've always been in the opinion that MMOs should, have a consistent player base 24 hours of the day. We don't really have that in ArcheAge anymore, more or less, especially on EU servers, as I play on both EU and NA servers. The EU servers are struggling. I mean, they're really struggling. I think there's far too many servers for the current player base of the game. And I know merges are typically brought about with a lot of negativity because people are worried about their land, people are worried about castles, everything they've worked for. And I gotta stress that it's important to understand that, this player base and this game's longevity really depends on interaction. When you don't have interaction in these servers, it's not very enjoyable. I mean, there's no reason that at prime time that there's like no one showing up to Miss Marrow or Halcyona, or you're not able to even get a pub raid for any dungeons or just to do some general pirating or something. It's unfortunate to say that, and you don't see it nearly as much on the NA servers as you do on the EU servers, but on the EU servers I definitely can see the population struggling. And I've been playing on both Rangor and Leviathan, as you can see. And these are considered, Rangor more so being one of the more populated ones. But beforehand, I played on Kyprosa and Shadagon. And those weren't doing real well either, from what I've seen. And I know a lot of EU players are very bent on trying to, tell Tryon that, they would like the servers merged. Again, this is really hard to talk about because I know a lot of people are stressed about land and whatnot and, all the problems that come with merging. Like I said, the first topic was less servers merged together into about 2 or 3 servers, and then or 2 servers, and then if there's a fresh start server, boom, you got a fresh start server. The next topic that I want to talk about, the second topic that was brought up by the viewers and the community, is people are concerned about the future of a potential fresh start server coming out. And I know Tryon has stated that they've learned from their mistakes, but there's some things that are really important that I hope to stress. Being a participant of the Morpheus server Fresh Start, I can tell you there's a couple of key things that were really frustrating on the launch of the server. The number one was that credits and loyalty were linked between all servers. So a lot of players were able to transfer their entirety of their banks via credits and Apex. Same with loyalty, people were able to get huge starts on loyalty, on gliders, mounts, you name it. There was a lot of stuff in the loyalty shop that people were able to get huge starts and jumps and boosts on that a lot of players could not get. It wasn't really fun for a parent fresh start server when you have people that are already months and months ahead due to change decisions like that. Next thing that I would like to see separated, along with credits and loyalty, labor. I think the labor pool should not be shared between other servers and the new server. Similar to how the EU and the NA servers are not labor pool shared, have it so that the new servers also not labor pool shared if there's a new fresh start server. I'm hoping, and I'm really saying hoping there is going to be one, as we don't have a whole lot of information on when the release date of 3.0 is, But, if you really want, and I'm stating this, this is more opinion based, if you really want more people to come back and play the game, a lot of people aren't super fond of the gear gap that's occurring right now in the game. A lot of people want to come back to a fresh start. Myself included. I mean, I'm still coming back, and I can't break 4.5k gear score and have a chance of fighting 6k gear score guys. It's fucking hard. And again, it's opinionated, so please, that one's on me. But I think that it's important that credits, loyalty, and labor be separated. If you guys disagree or agree, let me know down below. The next topic that we discussed on stream was that we wanted the removal of paywalls and limits to things such as arenas and dungeons. For those of you guys that haven't been playing, recently they've added a limit to the amount of arenas you can do per day. Now, for 5v5s, there is no entry limit, but unfortunately they're not balanced, and it's very much chaotic, as you can be placed on a team that's comprised primarily of level 40 characters compared to a team of 55s, and it's not balanced at all. But there's two new arenas, the sparring and skirmish arena, which are a lot of fun as they're balanced, yet unfortunately you can only do each of these 5 times a day. Now, I know a lot of big name players have quit because of this, because they enjoyed farming arenas. But with this change to the arena system, they also changed the trading of honor gems. They are no longer, none of these honor gems or anything from the honor shop in general, I think, are tradable anymore. I think that maybe the tank might be tradable. I don't know if is the tank still in here? I don't see the tank still in here. Yeah, they took the tank out, but none of the items in here are tradable any longer. I mean, apart from the Drop of Forgiveness. So, like, farming honor and helping out friends and whatnot isn't really possible. So they've essentially made honor grinding a much more longer process. It's not super enjoyable, I can tell you that firsthand. It takes you a lot longer, especially considering how bad gemming your gear really is. For a lot of you guys that have tried to ever do an honor gem on gear, myself being a victim on stream recently, 80,000 honor down the drain, I don't have a single gem in my Rangora character. And I know there's other horror stories like that with honor gemming. But by them adding these limits, they make it so you can only do these dungeons so many times, and adds, I guess, some form of longevity to it. But a lot of people like to do arenas all day. And I know we're going to get into another topic about this later as, oh, well, it forces you into open world stuff. Well, if people want to do the open world stuff, it's optional. In fact, I think they need to promote more, and that's going to be another topic coming up down the road. So with this topic, they want to remove paywalls and limits to arenas and dungeons, and I agree. The next topic's really simple, guys. Everyone wants skill queue, and to my knowledge, skill queue is coming. A skill queue system that's not broken, by the way, so we're not casting endless God's Whip. But a skill queue that, especially if you have high ping, you'll be able to get off your attacks on a much fair basis. I mean, I'm playing on E right now, so it's a little unfair for me to make that assumption. But any players that are playing on EU, if there was skill queue, would be at a much better advantage, because it'd be a little bit more balanced for them, or for everybody. Or if you don't have, decent internet, you'll be able to get your attacks off in a good combination, because it'd be queuing up your next skill that you're pressing. And I do believe this is a thing coming down the road, like, should be out any time now. It's very soon, so maybe number 4 won't be a huge issue to talk about. Now, number 5 topic discussed during the stream was gold sinks, and how everyone is pretty aware that the amount of gold sinks in this game are pretty insane. For regrading, and more coming with the 3.0 patch with trade routes and whatnot. But as you can see, doing regrades at higher tiers or higher, higher leveled items, such as like a Delphin ad or an Iron ad, doing regrades can be very expensive. And I think the gold sink amount right now is pretty punishing, especially considering how RNG-centric regrading and other, mechanics involving gold sinks are. It's a pain in the ass, and to the extent that I think the gold sink needs to be lessened a little bit, as I don't see a reason for it to cost 104 gold when you're pretty much 85 to 90% of the time going to lose an item. Why take a shitload of gold from somebody if its item's going to blow up anyway? I mean, lessening it down a little bit would probably be a much more quality of life patch in my opinion. I know this has been done with the regrading of ship components, so it's not unfeasible that it can be done for other regrading. The next topic, the number 6 topic, is to give Gilda Stars more variation and value again. And this goes into a little bit more detail. Not many people are actually actively farming Gilda Stars anymore. In fact, I think Gilda Stars kind of comes about through questing. You kind of get your boat, and for the most part, there's so many like excess Gilda Stars already in the game that a lot of people aren't buying the other materials as much anymore because everyone has everything already. I know this is a knowledgeable fact that with 3.0 we're giving Gilda Stars more value again by adding them to trade pack designs, but I think people would like to see like more uses for Gilda Star. A lot of people would like to see more uses. So for one, you know, ocean content can be created again as people are farming for Gilda Stars again because they're more valuable again. I don't know, add the ability to get Luna Gems or something, you know, add the ability for them to be worthy again. Along with this, the viewers also discussed nerfing intercontinental trade routes. You know, safe zone trade routes, nerf those a little bit more, and buff continental and free ditch trade routes. A lot of people want to see dangerous passageways to be increased in value, so people are more willing to go into PvP zones for their trade routes, and potentially, you know, more reward for going into these trade routes, just to give more value to some of these trade runs that we haven't really been doing a whole lot of as the game's progressed. For number 7, people would like to see world PvP content to be a little bit more rewarding and more rewarding than that of arenas. And I know this kind of counteracts our number 3 topic, but they suggested ideas such as making world PvP quests or world PvP dailies that require you to kill X number of enemy faction in a certain region or a certain area, thus bringing PvP to different areas. And of course, this could be toppled with like, this day, this area will be in constant war zone, and you get rewarded for going over there and PvPing. And these quests could reward X amount of honor points for however many kills you have to get in those areas. They've also suggested to remove the housing PvP protection in dangerous areas and PvP zones, and give those PvP zones better farming yields, XP, and benefits. Mainly to make it more rewarding to do crafting and housing and whatnot in dangerous zones if you're able to put up with some PvP. It could be dangerous, perhaps. Mainly, I think the housing protection, like the only reason it was added was because people complaining they were getting killed while doing their farming. It's kind of comes with the area, you know. But for the world PvP quest, I think this is kind of a bigger issue. You know, there's a lot of zones in which you'll probably never see anybody in anymore. And if you were to add dailies where you have to go to these zones, and, you know, similar to maybe even Halcyona, add more Halcyona events to new zones. Add a Halcyona event to Kakarsi. Add a Halcyona event to Cinderstone. You know, add a Halcyona event to Windscour Savannah. Something that will get people to other zones where PvP could be, you know, desirable, where you'd want to go there to PvP because you get rewarded very well for your efforts. World PvP should be promoted more so than arena PvP. Also important to add that people wanted to see that none of these events to be exploitable. So add world PvP dailies and quests that aren't exploitable by people with a lot of alts. Please. This next topic goes back to the PvP arena topic and the PvP currency. Gemming. A lot of players have found that, and although there is no break gems, players would like to see gemming to be rebalanced a little bit, as currently it seems to be very punishing for honor gems, which are almost essential. They suggested ideas such as, 1, potentially adding honor gems that give less toughness, resilience, or focus, but have a chance to not break, or will not break the rest of your gems that you have already socketed. They've also suggested to potentially add more Luna Frost and Luna Gems to Alchemy, as Alchemy is currently lacking in Luna Frost a little bit, and Luna Frost that are actually useful. Another suggestion was the ability to potentially craft up your already existing Luna Gems and Honor Gems to craft these up into no-break ones with a potential crafting fee installed. Like, oh, well, you need like 5 focus gems, and you can craft it into, with a little bit of honor, you can craft it into a no-break gem. Really good idea for just, giving quality of life updates to things that are insanely painful and RNG-centric. The number 9 change is the request to remove normalization from gliders, ships, and mounts. Now, I know this is slowly being done with enhanced gliders, but, some of the items, such as the Growling Yaw or the Black Pearl Galleon, is still very much not very enjoyable to gather anymore, as its only benefit now is you can hold maybe 10 more people than a normal Galleon. They would like to see things like that buffed, or, some rare mounts and gliders that you acquire to be better than that of the normal gliders from the cash shop or from the game you acquire. Nobody likes that their super rare glider that they got from a world boss is as potato slow as every other glider in the game. Same with mounts. What happens if you go and get that epic Hanur mount finally, and you find out it's just as fast as that guy's, donkey over there, which isn't really true. The donkey's really slow, but good example for the situation. Now, the last topic was an idea that we wanted to suggest that could make the cash shop better. Now, I know a lot of people keep suggesting things such as removing Apex for Fresh Start, or making it all cosmetic only, don't make it pay to win anymore. And, as I'm inclined to agree, I am into the understanding that Tryon and Exo Games as a company are going to choose the decision that still nets them profit, or the ability to keep their employees paid. So we suggested a way that could make the cash shop more enjoyable for everyone. And what we suggested was, one, everyone knows about the RNG boxes and how they have some super enjoyable items in them that you might want to get, such as the Flame Pfeiffer glider or the Shadow Darter costume. What if we were to keep said RNG boxes, but after periods of time, the rare items from them, like the gliders and the costumes and the mounts, were to be added directly to the cash shop for a fee? For example, I believe in Korea, costumes are all $20, gliders are $25, mounts about the same. What if they were to add those to the cash shop? Now, I know we've been adding them to the loyalty shop, but why not the cash shop after a period of like a month or 2 of the boxes being out? You add them to the cash shop. So, yeah, if people want to go and get those mounts and gliders and costumes right away, they can try their luck at a RNG box. But for other people who are patient and want to wait, they can directly buy them afterwards. In fact, it's probably not a bad idea to have this, as it could probably draw more revenue. And another suggestion made to add on to this is have them, items, so like you can bring back items from the past, such as a sloth glider, into the cash shop. So yeah, you can have people who play completely free can save up for them, or people who have Patreon can save up for them. But you can also have people who want to get those items and can no longer acquire those items without waiting an absurdly long time, couldn't buy them. And again, I know this might seem negative to some people, as such as pay to win and whatnot, but it's already obtainable through an RNG box. Why not, after a period of time, these items become obtainable again? Anywho, guys, thanks for watching. It's been AgentNorth. Hopefully you guys did like some of these ideas, and I know it might be just unheard, but suggestions I thought would just bring good change for 3.0 that could be added to our version of the game. I'll see you guys next time. AgentNorth, signing off.